What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video still talking about stocks in the stock market right now because there's a lot of things going on, and I think now is the best time for people to realize what they should be doing and what the strategy I'm taking in this market right now is, because it is uncertain times of the stock market and we don't know companies that are going to plummet, maybe companies that might go bankrupt, that cannot survive without their income, can't go more than a couple months without any income. And those companies we're going to want to stay away from right now, strictly because there's a chance that they could go away and then all of your money will disappear with them. But I want to focus on stocks that we are going to be getting into, things that we can look forward to, and kind of deals we could kind of get in this scenario that is going on right now. And we are going to talk about different stocks that I'm in that other people you might want to be looking to get into. So the first stock that I'm going to mention is a stock I've held for ever since I started investing. This is a company that has lots of cash on hand, a great free cash flow. They have an excellent reputation and a long-term reputation, and that is Apple. We all know Apple. We all love Apple. The iPhone, AirPods, everything that comes along with Apple and iOS is involved in their stock. So we know Apple's been around for a long time and is a company that has proven itself to be valuable, was basically born into the stock market as a billion-dollar company, which just doesn't happen. And now they were the most valuable company in the world up until recently, when another company that I'm going to mention overtook them. But with a market cap of like 1.1 trillion, it's like 1.14 trillion, it's something around there. But with a market cap of over $1 trillion, this company is not going anywhere. They can sustain a very long time with just no income at all, which isn't going to happen for Apple. They might have reduced income, but I don't think Apple will go to zero in terms of income. And right now the stock is heavily discounted because of this. You know, it took a huge nosedive, and I believe we might be past the bottom of this dive. But if we aren't, it still doesn't matter. You don't have to try and time the market. Just buy in at whatever time you get the money to put in there, buy in, and then just dollar cost average your way into the market. You can't go wrong doing it that way. And Apple is a super safe bet, in my opinion, because of the reputation they have and because of their free cash flow that they have. They also pay a dividend that hasn't been cut at all. It's not a huge dividend, but it hasn't been cut. I think they actually increased it a little bit. And they have a great earnings per share ratio and all the key metrics that you look at, and is just a company that you can't really go wrong in holding. Is right now the second most valuable company in the world, so not a bad thing to hold them. Now, before I go on to the next company that I would say is one that I'd be looking into, is that right now, with the circumstances going on, I don't think diving into unknown-ish companies or newer companies is the way to go. The way I'm doing it is sticking to blue chip stocks because I feel like they are on heavy discount right now. And basically, there's companies that have just been around for a long time, have a great reputation, and after we see this virus go away, I don't think that they're going to have a problem getting back on their feet and getting started again, as well as just continuing pretty much as normal after this. So I don't see why their stock prices can't go back to where they were very rapidly and exceed where they were and take off even more once they have more of a footing over newer companies that might go out of business because of this. But blue chip stocks are what I'm focusing on, and I think what everybody should focus on, because it's just a huge thing right now that basically I feel like they're on discount. They're on a great sale, and they are companies that aren't going anywhere. They are going to be here in the next 10 years. They're going to be perfectly fine doing their thing, just like they were in the past 10 years. So with that being said, another stock that I am in currently is Microsoft. They just overtook Apple as the #1 most valuable company in the world. They have a market cap of somewhere over that $1 trillion mark. I think it's over 1.2 trillion right now. And they have a great footing to come out of this super, super successful and profitable. A big thing with Microsoft is they are a software company indefinitely. Like they are more software than they are hardware, whereas Apple has a lot of hardware to go along with their software, but they have a lot of hardware that they sell and make money off of. Microsoft makes the bulk of their money off of their software. And with cloud computing and cloud technology coming into play and taking over a little bit, we might see Microsoft take off to all new highs and secure their spot as the #1 most valuable company in the world. And with Microsoft not needing to sell so many physical products and they can sell software, there's bigger profit margins in software because you don't have to create things and have the factories and make things. So you can just go off of purely software, sell it straight to consumer. But I got lucky getting into Microsoft a little bit because of where I bought them in. I kind of caught the downturn at almost near the bottom and caught them right while they were competing with Apple to be that #1 company, most valuable in the world. So I got them before they got that title, and now they've got it and they might run away with it. But owning shares in both the #1 and #2 most valuable company in the world is never a bad thing. And both of them have shown that they can sustain these models. They've been around for decades, and they are going to continue to be around for many, many decades. Now, the third stock that I just recently got into, so I'm not a huge expert. I'm not an expert on any of this. This is just someone on YouTube talking about stocks and investments, so take it at what you will. But the third stock that I would say is a good buy right now is Disney, because of this huge downturn that we've seen with all these blue chip stocks. And Disney is a huge player in a lot of things. They own so many things. They own more than just Disney, Disney Plus, the theme parks. They have a cruise line. They own ESPN. They own cinema company. I can't think of the name of it. But they own so many things. So we got to think when sports come back, it's going to be a huge thing for everybody to shift their attention to watch sports again. So that's going to be an immediate just upturn in Disney's profit because of ESPN. Disney Plus already got announced they have 50 million plus users on Disney Plus already, which puts them at about $7.6 billion a year or something off of just Disney Plus. So once everything recovers too with theme parks, and theme parks have recovered tremendously well throughout recessions. After recession, theme parks usually take off exponentially and very quickly. So that's why I'm very intrigued with Disney. I don't think the stock price right now reflects, that Disney Plus number of 50 million users already, considering how new Disney Plus is and how many people already signed up for it. I think Disney Plus will be a huge seller in Disney, and then everything behind that is just going to come up with Disney. We saw them at $146, maybe nearing $150, and right now they're near $100 a share. So I think it's a great buy for Disney. All these three companies, I think are a huge buy. And blue chip stocks is just finished the video out right here. Guys, focus on blue chip stocks. That's what I'm doing right now, because I feel like they're on extreme discount, and they are companies that aren't going to go anywhere. These are companies that have been around, have seen a recession. They were a part of the Great Recession. They got through that, so they're going to get through this, and they're going to continue to do work and flourish in the next decade, continue to make all their shareholders lots of money. And I think people are going to look back at this time and decide that they might have made a mistake in not investing if they were sitting on the sideline. I see a lot of comments on the Dow Jones. You can look at people commenting on talking about the movement of Dow Jones, and everybody saying that it's going to come crashing down. And people have been saying this for about 2 to 3 weeks now. Well, it's on this rise. It's been going up. Yeah, it doesn't go straight up, has a good day, a bad day, a good day, but the highs are beating the last high that they got. And I just think that a lot of these people that are sitting on the sideline are going to miss out on a lot of profit and miss out on a lot of money and shares that they could have had at a good price, just in fear of it going down the short term. You always got to think, you got to invest long term. That's my plan. That's what I think everybody's plan should be, is investing long term. Have your eyes set on the next 5 years to 10 years, not on tomorrow. Because if you can only see tomorrow and you see a loss, you might get scared or panic sell, and then just stay out of the market forever. And we don't want that. So always only invest what you can afford to lose, so that you can put it in, forget about it, and let it grow, and it will continue to grow, and money will create more money, and then create more money, and then by the time you know it, you'll have a nice little bed of money in stocks. So guys, those are the 3 stocks that I'm recently got into 2 of them, and then Apple is just a stock I think everybody needs to try and get into. Well, the price is down, and well, Apple is going through this thing with the sickness going around. But guys, let me know what stocks you got into, if you're getting into new stocks, what you think about stocks to get into, blue chip or maybe newer companies, if you're doing both or if you're focusing on one or the other. And I will see you guys in my next video.